Welcome back to week one
of Breaking News.
a brand new series.
Woo!
I'm Gabrielle.
And I'm Eric. And over the past 2 years, some crazy things have happened. We've heard about a lot of things on the news. Some funny, some scary, and some just plain weird. I mean, think about it. There were the killer bees in Seattle. We ran out of toilet paper. School was canceled for a while.
And don't forget about the fire NATO that happened in California and that mac and cheese ice cream became a thing. We have a Turn and Talk for you guys. Turn and Talk, what is the weirdest news story that you have ever heard about? Go.
Alright, let's sing this together. I searched the world, but it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise and treasures the faith are never enough. Then you came along, put me back together, and every desire is now satisfied here in your love. Sing this now. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you, Lord.
Okay, today we're going to hear about a prophet named Micah. Micah was a prophet who lived during Old Testament times before Jesus was born. Here's a fun fact. Micah actually brought the news about where Jesus would be born, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. And Micah, I think he lived in Israel near a city called Jerusalem. Micah had some breaking news, get it?
Yeah.
For the people. Was it good news?
Not so much.
Ooh.
God told Micah that there were other prophets leading the Israelites in the wrong direction. These other prophets were calling for peace when they got what they wanted, but calling for war when things didn't go their way.
Ooh, so basically the prophets were speaking out of self-interest, right? Not necessarily for what was best for the people or even what God wanted.
Exactly. See, God said that those prophets would soon be unable to hear from God at all because they do as they like instead of following the things that God says.
Oh. But Micah was a prophet, so would that mean that he would also lose his ability to hear from God?
No, because Micah was willing to tell everyone the hard truths, even when it didn't make him very many friends.
Okay.
See, he would still be able to hear from God. Micah told the people that things that they needed to change. He said that there were other people in Israel who were unfair to others, who needed their help, and instead only helped the people who would bribe them with money. Micah told the leaders that if they didn't change their ways, the nation of Israel would crumble.
Those are some pretty strong words. Micah had some big breaking news from God, and to me it seems like he probably became pretty unpopular, especially with the leaders, and that they couldn't have been very happy with him.
Yes, the people of Israel, especially the rulers and leaders, had become dishonest and were treating people badly. Instead of pointing people to God, they were turning them away from him. See, Micah called them out on their unjust ways and warned them the terrible things that would happen if they continued disobeying God and kept mistreating people. Here's the awesome thing about Micah and his news. Micah still followed and listened to God and wanted others to obey too, right? No matter what others did, Micah chose to stand up for what's right.
That's a really hard thing to do, and he must have
Yeah.
had to be like super brave and courageous to do that. The Israelites had a ton to learn from Micah, that's obvious. But what can we learn from what Micah had to say?
Yeah, see, the news Micah shared with the people of Israel is news for us too. We need to do what God expects us to do, not what everyone else is expecting us to do. When things go wrong, we can choose what's right, Gabrielle.
It can be really hard to do what's right when it seems like everyone else is doing the complete opposite. I know that can be true for me, especially when I'm with my friends.
Yeah, see, let me explain it using two pictures. On the screen, you'll see a picture of a thermometer and a thermostat. Both of these things have to do with the temperature in the room. However, there's a difference between them. Gabrielle, can you explain the difference between a thermometer and a thermostat?
Sure. A thermometer is a thing that you use to like measure your temperature if you have, or like to see if you have a fever.
Yes.
But it can't change your temperature.
Right.
Whereas a thermostat not only tells you the temperature of the room you're in, but it also can change the temperature to whatever you want it to be, hot or cold.
Yeah, see? And see, the people of Israel were all like thermometers. They seemed to adjust themselves to what everyone else was doing. But Micah, he chose to be a thermostat. He stood up for what was right and decided the temperature needed to change.
I think I get it. Just like Micah, I think we could choose to be thermostats, not thermometers, and change the temperature. It's really hard, but I think that Micah probably trusted God and believed that God wanted what was best for him and for all the people of Israel.
Yep, you got it right. And that is still true for us today. God's way of life will always be better than what we come up with for ourselves,
Yeah.
right? Let's watch Grow TV and see what Carl learned from this Bible story.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Oh, hey there, kiddos. This just in. I don't know what to do.
Welcome to Grow TV, hosted by Carl, where we have fun with our friends, talk about Jesus, and go over everything the Bible has to offer. Now, once again, welcome to Grow TV.
Oh, hey, y'all. I'm in quite the pickle. I'm having a difficult time trying to figure out what the right thing to do is and what the wrong thing to do is. I don't know where to start. Wait a minute. Let's play a game. This game is called What is Right? I will read off a scenario, something that is pretend that happens, and we'll try to decide what the right thing to do is. Ready? Okay, let's play. What is right? Number one, you're at school, eating lunch, and then you look down and you see a $5 bill. What do? Do you pick it up, put it in your pocket, keep it for yourself, or do you leave it there? Or do you pick it up, tell an adult, and tell them what happened? Man, that's a hard one. I mean, I can't just leave it there, can I? But you can't keep it for yourself, right? I mean, $5, that's a lot of money. You can buy a candy, a drink, invest in stocks. I mean, there's countless things you can do for $5. But it would be stealing. So I guess the right thing to do would be to take it to an adult and tell them what happened. All right, this is good practice. Let's do a couple more. Scenario number two. I'm outside playing and I see a person, Garrett, fall down. Garrett and myself are not friends though. I can either one, look the other way and keep walking. Two, I could yell, have a nice trip, see you next fall. Or three, go over and help, even though we're not friends. Man, this is tough. Obviously, I don't want to do number two because that seems mean to make fun of someone that might be hurt. But if I'm late to something in a hurry, I may not have enough time to go over and help the person. So maybe I keep walking? Nah, I gotta help Garrett. Even if someone is not your friend, we should always help. All right, last scenario.
Hey Carl, what's going on?
What's up, Cassie? Just playing a game.
Awesome, I love games. Can I play?
Sure. It's called What is Right? Have you ever heard of it?
Oh yeah, I love it. What's the scenario?
Well, you're at school. You really want to be part of the popular kids group. But you find out they're making fun of your best friend David behind his back. Now, if you make fun of David, they'll accept you and let you be part of the group. But if you don't, you'll never be part of the group.
Wow, that's a tough situation. Seems pretty specific. Are you sure this isn't real?
Of course. Totally hypothetical. Totally hypothetical.
Okay. Well, Carl, completely unrelated question. Who's your best friend?
Oh, well, it's David. We've been friends since as long as I can... I see what you did there. You just tricked me.
I did. Sorry. I just wanted you to be honest with me.
I know. I don't know what to do. I love my best friend David, but I also love the idea of being a cool kid. I don't know what to do, Cassie.
Well, I don't think I can tell you what to do, but I can tell you what Micah did.
Micah? Who's Micah?
Well, Carl, Micah was a prophet that lived a long, long time ago, even before Jesus was born.
Wow, that is a long time ago.
It sure was. You see, Micah was living near Jerusalem, and he was watching a lot of bad things happen.
Like what?
Well, the people of Israel were treating a lot of people poorly. Instead of helping others find God, they were making it harder for people to follow God.
That's awful.
So God told Micah to do something that was going to be really tough. Something that really wasn't going to make him one of the popular ones.
Really? What did he do?
Well, God gave Micah a message that he was told to tell everyone, even the leaders of Israel. It was a really difficult message, and people weren't going to like it.
So Micah was told to give a message. He had the choice to listen to God or to ignore God, right?
You're absolutely right. He had to make the choice to do the right thing, and guess what?
What?
He listened to God, and he did the right thing.
Wow, that's crazy. That had to have been super hard.
Totally. But Micah trusted God even when things were going wrong.
Huh. I guess when things go wrong, I can choose what's right.
You got it. You also just said our big idea.
No, I didn't! Today's big idea is when things go wrong, I can choose what's right.
So let's say it out loud on the count of 3. 1,
2, 3.
3.
When things go wrong, I can choose what's right. Woohoo! All right. Yes, I can.
So Carl,
Yeah?
what are you going to do with your friend David and the popular kids?
Well, Cassie, I'm going to be a good friend and not talk badly about David and hope that the group of kids stop being rude. I'm going to do the right thing.
That's awesome. Good job, Carl.
Thanks, Cassie. Oh, by the way, eating chocolate that's like 5 days old on the ground, picking up and, eating it. Shouldn't do that, right?
Right.
Right! That's totally right! Thanks, Cassie. Where'd that chocolate go?
No, Carl, I meant... Never mind. Have a good week, kiddos.
Tastes like frogs.
Thank you for watching, and tune in next week for a new episode of Bro TV.
Eric, do you know what time it is?
It's game time.
It's game time. Our game suggestion for you this week is 4 corners. And if you haven't played, it's super easy. Here's how. First, you need to assign each corner in the room a different number, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Then have someone stand in the middle of the room with their eyes closed and start counting to 10. While they're counting, everyone else needs to go pick a corner to stand in. When they're done counting to 10, the person in the middle, will say a corner, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and if you're standing in that corner, you're out for the round. Keep playing until there is only one person left. And have fun. See you guys next week.